Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Stock Market Weekly Brief. We have a ton to talk about this week. Whether is the market going to head higher, or we're going to get these bearish reactions again after a significant bounce this week. And we'll also go into a lot of data as well. And we'll be looking at the support and levels for the Qs, as well as SPY and the MAG7s, Meta, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia. All right. So before getting to the technical analysis and all the charts, let's take a look at the data first. So Fear and Greed Index. It was close to pretty much extreme fear. I think it was extreme fear earlier this week. And so when we get to extreme fear, it will start to signal short-term buy option, at least in the short term. Doesn't mean that's going to be the absolute low, but we're definitely going to get a temporary bounce. And overall, so we look at other data like AI sentiment data. You can see we get this every Wednesday, and look how bearish everyone was. Literally 25% were bulls and 40% were bears. So I talked about this last week, saying if this starts to shift closer to the 39s or 40s, then that's going to be a signal where everyone is leaning too much onto the one side, especially the bear side, and we can get a bounce. And as you can see as well, right, 1 year bearish high. This is pretty much the highest, most bearish everyone has been in a very, very, very long time. So pretty much this kind of allowed the market to bounce at those levels that we're going to talk about in a second here. Before we get into that, let's take a look at earnings. We had TSM earnings on Thursday. It came out decent, and it moved the semiconductor sector pretty well. And so we're getting a few coming back. Tech stocks, Netflix. This one will move the market. And banks earning came in pretty good last week as well. Hence, XLF, the financial sector, is moving up quite a bit and is helping SPY get that big bounce as well. So let's see. So not much other ones. SMTX, and we're also gave us more clues in this for the semiconductor sector as well, which has been the weakest sector in tech so far. It's pretty much been going sideways for the last 6 months. Not really doing that much. So I think most market participants are looking for is that AI's earnings gonna hold up, and maybe we'll get break out of that range this quarter. So we'll have to see how earnings come in. No big tech this week, so just Netflix. That's about it. All right, let's look at the economic calendar. No trading on Monday. It's a holiday, and the only thing that's going to move the market potentially is if job numbers come in really out of alignment or from forecast and PMI as well. So if it comes in line, probably not going to really do much. If it comes in like 220 or 219, it's not going to move the market at all. Similar with 2 PMI. All right, let's take a look at the charts. So I'll start with Qs. So Q has been trading in this falling wedge, right? Resistance, 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 support, support. There's support in here on NQ as well. Support. So we broke out pretty much, and on Friday, so we got a big bounce, set the 4-hour higher low, set the 4-hour higher high. So that means the 4-hour uptrend confirmed, and we rocket right to the resistance line here. Reject from it, set another 4-hour higher low and higher high, and the continuation of the 4-hour uptrend. So the difference between this bounce compared to every other bounce here is that we're continuing to set the 4-hour uptrend here. You can see this one over here. Got a big bounce, right? We set the 4-hour higher low, got a 4-hour higher high, and next thing you know, we just rolled over, right? And same thing, we hit here, we just rolled over. And you can see in here as well, we have some clues on the hourly that give us more clues, right? This is an hourly downtrend right here, and then we rolled over. And similar to here, we have a small, I want to call this an hourly downtrend, but this one was the clue here, right? Hourly downtrend, rolled over as well. Yeah, so right now, right, this bounce, you can see the chart is a lot stronger than the other bounces at this moment. And we are underneath daily resistance, right? We are in a daily downtrend. So let's zoom out to daily. So, right, this is the top. this initial move, and we bounce. This is the lower high, and we made a lower low. So that's the daily downtrend confirmed right there. Lacking follow through, but we did confirm another downtrend as well. That lacked another follow through, hence the falling wedge, right? And we got a big bounce, but we haven't broken above this pivot yet, right? So it is still in a daily downtrend, even though we got this insane huge bounce. So the question is, are the bulls gonna just, bull train this right past this resistance, then back test and bounce, or we pull back here, right? We get some daily consolidation, right? And then form that daily uptrend, then break it. So those are two scenarios I'm looking at this moment. And yeah, so there's a lot of clues actually on Monday and Tuesday here that we're gonna get the bounce. With those sentiment data, we're coming so bearish, right? Everyone was bearish here pretty much on Monday and Tuesday. But when you zoom in, you can see where bulls try to hold it pretty well here, right? Bounce, 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 triple bottom here on the 15-minute. And we can get over that. And the next day we formed a tiny range, and then we broke out. And then after that, just history. And at the same time, we were coming into like a lot of support, right? You zoom out, coming to the previous all-time high support right here, right? Previous all-time high support. So this cluster of volumes that was traded in this area. Right? You can see all these volumes traded in this area, and pretty much we hit that value area high for volume profile traders. We call that, and we bounced. So at this moment, no red flags for me at all. So I think as long as we ride this EMA 12 on the 4-hour, no red flags for me. So let's say we come back down, consolidate, hit the EMA 12 again, boom, and we go again. Then I think we're definitely breaking this one. So yeah. Also, that CPI data as well, obviously, right? We were having a lot of fear that inflation is coming back and yields were going to 5%. So market did not like that. And then we got that PPI on Tuesday. That was good. Went sideways. And then CPI just broke out. Boom. Right. And with that, which is a tiny range breaking out, show you guys that even more clear on yes. So SPY. So SPY. So it's actually a lot more clear to trade. So this is a very tight equilibrium trade, equilibrium range that broke bear here, right, on last Friday. And I think I was talking about this where if we get lacking follow through, then we're probably just going to V-shape. So we got a lot of lacking follow throughs on the Qs because it's making lower lows, follow through like a falling wedge. And SPY pretty much just came into this long term support for me. So you can see this green line bounce. It's pretty much just goes all the way here, back down here. So that bounce right there, here, and we touch it again here. So that this level coincided with the QQQ's support level as well at the same time. And you can see we are coming into close to this range as well, right? This cluster of volume traded here. This level of support right here, right, built right above this triple top. You can see volume support down here. So even if, let's say, bears ends up cracking this low in the long run, let's say we form a weekly lower high here and then go lower low, right? We're still going to get a big bounce, right? It's just, we don't just go straight down in terms of in the markets overall, unless there's some kind of catalyst, which we didn't really have at the moment. This FOMC was pretty much just the yield, the 5% yield fear. So the question now is that, yeah, similar idea. Are we going to break this pivot? This is the lower high pivot. If we can break that, daily downtrend is negated and we're into a neutral trend, then we're looking for that higher low to see if we get a daily uptrend. If we get a daily uptrend here, then we're looking pretty much at this all-time high structure. Break this, we're going to all-time highs, in my opinion. And of course, earnings is going to dictate that a lot, actually. And so this one's actually more clear, right? So we had this Let's go to the 15. So we had this a lot of clues on Monday where bulls just we gapped down, right? And we did not make any much lower at all after the gap down. And bull pretty much held that wall, didn't let anything go lower right at the open. So it's a very strong open here. Um, and then once you see that, bulls are playing defense here multiple times, you can see, right, the price just shot up right after we broke out of there. And this next day, this tiny range couldn't be more clear than, so this is it. Equilibrium right here. It just shows me that bulls are playing defense, right? Big drop, V shape, big drop, V shape in the next like 15 minutes, right? And then once this equilibrium broke, bull overnight, a little bit here into CPI, then we got that good data, right? Bull break with follow through. So super clear here as well. Yeah, so now it's 4-hour uptrend, very, very clear. 4-hour uptrend, super intact with bulls. No red flag for me if we don't even break below 4-hour EMA 12. Just bounce off pretty much right there. So next thing we know, if we come back, right, and the EMA is going to catch up overnight, and then we bounce again, then we will break this. And we're looking for the 603, 600, 602 to 603 area of resistance where we rejected from last time right here. All-time high structure. So we'll see where that goes. For bears, you definitely want to see we get a pretty much a U-turn, form like some kind of head and shoulders. U-turn here, break the EMA 12, form a 4-hour downtrend right here. Then we're looking back down closer to this 588 zone for me. Yeah, it'll be this like 589 to 588 zone. If we break that, then that'll be the red flag. That this daily downtrend is still continuing. And we'll be looking for closer to 584. All right, let's take a quick look on the rest of the Mag 7s to see if we get more clues on how their charts are holding up. And same as last week. No red flags for me as long as this rising wedge holds. Bounce, bounce. Sorry, rejection, rejection. Bounce, 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 bounce. So we're still trading in it until this decides to break above it or roll over like that. That's a red flag for me, but I don't have that yet. So I'm guessing we're probably just going to go sideways, something like this, into earnings. And then we'll dictate which way you want to go. Yeah, so we'll wait for that. But you know where it's going to be trading. So pretty much in this area. So Meta, it's bull because literally trading close to all-time highs. There's no red flags for me here. Let's take a look at Tesla. It's a similar idea. No red flags here at this moment, but we are getting some couple of resistance here, right? Around these 400 levels. This could just be a big weekly tiny range. So if we bounce a little bit more, if we pull back here, it could be a weekly tiny range go sideways. That'll be the best case for bulls to consolidate through time going sideways. And then after that, we'll decide to see which way it wants to go after it consolidates. But yeah, that'll be the best case for bulls because after such a significant run, 122%, going sideways is the best scenario to cool things off overall for, you're cooling your indicators off, cooling all the buyers and sellers, cool things off, and for the next move up. Red flag for me is if we break these two lows right here. That would be a weekly downtrend. So we don't want a weekly downtrend, especially on the longer term time frames. That'd be red flags. We'll be marking a temporary top. If we get that weekly downtrend confirmed, then we're probably going to go a little bit lower to test this structure around this 354 if we break these lows. But for now, it's looking like a tiny range for me, and we are in a daily uptrend. Right. So far, I wouldn't call this no follow through because next we could still follow through, but this does look like a little bit of lacking follow through, especially the upper wick where we tried for both days here. All right. Let's take the Amazon. So yeah, no more flags for this one either. Trading exactly in our following wedge that we drew together over the past few weeks. Bounce, 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 bounce. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Yeah, so either this is going to break bull. If this breaks bull next week, it's going to definitely help the Qs break that daily lower high. You know how Qs have these daily low high as well, right? So if Amazon breaks bull, it's going to negate that downtrend exactly like the Qs, and then it will help the Qs move higher. So we'll see where Amazon ends up breaking out. So picture perfect pattern as well for Amazon. So nothing, no red flags. I think I talked about all these guys too last week, saying that there's no red flags because we were just trading down here, even though the market looks like a lot of big red flags. But right, Amazon was just right here. So I said no red flags on the charts, and no red flags for Google either on the charts. And yeah, bounce, 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 bounce. This is pretty much ascending triangle right here. So double top so far. You call this a triple top as well down here, but it's ascending triangle. So yeah, we're probably just gonna go like this, and then drop a little bit higher, and then probably wait till earnings. Either go like that, break out of ascending triangle, or we're gonna roll over into earnings. So I'd say we're probably gonna continue tying up in this, yeah, ascending triangle into earnings, which kind of makes sense, right? Earnings is right here. We can kind of just go like this here, and then bad earnings would look like this. Good earnings would look like that. All right, so no red flags for Google either at this moment. And Microsoft is one that was a big red flag last week. This literally complete U-turn right here. And although we did get a solid bounce for the last couple of days, we're still looking for that weekly lower high here because of the size of the move. So Microsoft is not really out of the blue, but overall, it's just been going sideways for the last few months, right? Top of this move, bottom of this move. If we go a little bit higher, it's top of this move. Complete sideways since January 2024. So it's been a while. Yeah, whole year. So as long as it continues to trade within this zone, right, especially this zone and this zone, it will just continue to ping pong in this area. We'll see. So no huge red flags either for me until we really break some structures. But at the moment, no real damage in the chart, really, at the moment. And Apple. So Apple is not that great. So daily downtrend continuing, literally absolute weakest. So we had this 4% drop on Thursday. That was another clue where we saw um, the small caps and mid caps really holding up the market while Apple dropped 4%. SPY was only down like 0.2%. So you can see that rotation in the market. As long as we get the rotation in the market, there is no fear in the market. So that was a big clue as well on Thursday. But for now, Apple's must hold structure for me is pretty much around here. So right here, the zone where we chopped around for like months and months, July to November. Yeah, so very long time here. So if we start cracking through here and then start to act as resistance like that, and we form weekly downtrends, that's a huge red flag for me. This is already a kind of a red flag. So, but if bears start to form weekly structures along the way, that's how we do it. Make a weekly head and shoulders like this. Right, we bounce a little bit, and it ends up being a weak bounce, and we make a weekly lower high, come down here and crack through here, confirm that head and shoulders on the weekly. That's a red flag for me. By the moment, this is still okay. This is the initial red flag, but let's see if the bears actually confirm any weekly structures at the moment. But ideally, we bounce. We want to bounce around here between this 224 to 230 must hold for me. All right, let's look at Nvidia. So Nvidia here, just complete sideways, no red flags for me at the moment. I mean, these candles are ugly, right? These 6.2%, it's kind of a red flag where we're selling from all-time highs. Talked about this last week, but as long as we don't crack below any demand structure, especially this one right here, this guy, 131, right? We haven't even cracked through here really at the moment, so you can't really see any red flags at the moment. We start breaking through here and then come back to back test, and this area starts to act as flipping from support to resistance, and then we roll over. Then that's the red flag that I'm looking for. And it could definitely show up next week, right? Next, we go like this. right? But at the moment, as long as we hold above these levels, no red flags for me. All right, that's all for you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a commodities update. And if you guys got anything, feel free to comment below, and I will. Yeah, any questions? Let me know. Or if you guys want to learn more about technical analysis, feel free to check out the YouTube link as well as the Patreon link, or support the channel on the Patreon. And I'll book that 15-minute free call as well. If you guys want to talk more about technical analysis or how to fix your sticking points and how to trade better. I will see you guys tomorrow for more commodities update. Have a great rest of you guys' weekend.